there, wonderful people! I'm so excited to share with you today these 3 simple steps that will transform your life into a more sustainable and fulfilling one. Sustainable living is absolutely not about restraining or restricting ourselves. It's completely the opposite. It is about elevating our way of living, making it healthier, more diverse, and filled with grace. If you've been feeling otherwise, it's really time to rethink your approach to sustainability. I'm Anastasia, and this is Sustainability for Beginners. Whether you are a total beginner or have already been trying to adopt sustainable living, these 3 simple steps are surely going to help you transform your life in just a few weeks. The first step is about evaluating where we are. Where do we stand right now? The second step is outlining our PMR goals. PMR stand for Plastic, Meat and Reward goals. And the last one is improving with each cycle. Wherever we find ourselves in this beautiful, sustainable transformation journey, the best way to kick off things or restart things is to assess where do we actually stand. And to make things even simpler, we are going to start inside of our own homes. Because at home, we have much less people. And this is making positive changes more accomplishable. And please do not push your members of the family to do the same thing as you are doing, unless they really want and are thriving. Because ultimately, it all starts within us. And understanding and outlining our own little goals that we can successfully achieve, driving the positive change and being the benchmark for our members of the family. And if at any point along this 28-day journey, you suddenly feel lost or you forget your goals or you just feel demotivated, it's all totally fine. All you need to do is stop and reassess where you are right now, reconsider new goals, and start this 28-day cycle all over again. The second step is all about rolling our sleeves and putting into action these 3 wonderful PMR Plastic Meat Reward goals and giving ourselves a generous 28-day cycle to bring them to life. And the last step is the absolute favorite one. It is based on nature's rule for sustainable living, which is improving with each cycle. You see, sometimes when we get to the end of our 28-day cycle, we feel like we could have done a bit of a better job. But the truth is, we are all part of nature's wonderful web, and nature is definitely not perfect. In fact, nature thrives on learning, assessing, and evolving. So when you get to the end of your 28-day cycle, what you should really do is absolutely applaud yourself for doing such an amazing job and not giving up. Assessing the things that maybe could have been done better and improve with the next 28-day cycle. Plastic around the world stands as one of the most pressing pollution and waste concerns. It's not only bad for the environment, it's actually very toxic for humans too. If you'd like to learn more about the connection between microplastics and our well-being, I'm going to put here a link to my video about this. But when I embarked myself on this assessment journey around my house, I got totally shocked because I realized that plastic is pretty much everywhere in my house. You know, like that clingy friend that comes and installs him or herself completely at home. But don't worry, we all have to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. And the best thing about my 28-day practice is that we can actually select only 1 or 2 little goals for ourselves and gradually improve them seeing how we become better with every cycle. So when it comes to plastic, it can be as simple as starting to change our plastic food containers to the glass ones, or maybe opt for a plastic-free yoga mat. Maybe it is about buying a recyclable water bottle and not forgetting to use it just a few times per week. We can stop buying plastic toys to our kids and opt for the wooden ones. Or maybe next time when you go to a market to buy yourself fresh flowers, ask not to wrap them in a plastic folia and just use a paper one. Or don't wrap them at all. You're going to bring them home and they're going to be in your vase, standing beautifully without any packaging anyway. When it comes to eliminating plastic from our life, even extremely small steps make a huge difference. I'm going to give you one amazing example to prove this. People around the world use a staggering 5 trillion new plastic bags every single year. That's about 700 plastic bags per person per year, which in return is 3.5 kilograms of CO2 emissions. And to give you a little bit of a perspective, 3.5 kilograms of CO2 emissions is the same as charging your phone every single night for 1 year. We can't get rid of our phones. We live in a digital era. We need our phones. But we can definitely get rid of the plastic bags, which, by the way, take another 10 to 20 years to decompose. So you see, just a really tiny step can actually make a whole big difference and create an amazing impact on our homes and the environment around us. Letter M stands for the next enormous challenge around trimming down our meat consumption. And before we get there, let me say something. I'm a fervent advocate that there is room for any kind of diets on this planet, because nature has created digestive systems and food chains that can support herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. Furthermore, everything that we eat or grow on our planet, whether it is a plant or a cow or anything else, everything has its own carbon footprint. Nothing is perfect right now. So from my perspective, embracing local, seasonal, healthily, happily grown food, maintaining the balanced diet is much more sustainable than cutting out something completely. If you'd like to learn more about the pros and cons of vegan or meat diets, I'm going to put a link to my video about this. But we've also got to acknowledge that right now we are totally over-consuming meat. And it is not only impacting the health of our planet, but our well-being too. Modern meat has been constantly linked to the rise of cancer and heart attacks due to high levels of cholesterol, chemicals, colorants, and antibiotics found in this meat. Not to mention the gloomy presence of high levels of cortisol hormone, which is found in meat of the animals that were maltreated on the farms where they grew. And of course, meat industry is so famous for an enormous, absolutely colossal methane and CO2 trail. So every single person on this planet, wherever we stand, has to evaluate where we are in our sustainable transformation journey, how much meat we are consuming today, and find ways to reduce it even lower. Now, whether it is going to be a third of your usual portion, a fourth, half, or maybe you're just going to stop eating meat once a week or take it out of one of your meals instead of having it 3 times per day, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are in the driving seat. You are the chef. You are the boss of your house. only you know how much meat you are consuming right now, how it impacts your health, where you live. Can you source local fresh meat or you can't at all? Maybe you need a little bit more meat to maintain your health, or maybe you need to give up on meat completely. You are the only person who is in charge and capable to make a real decision, a real evaluated decision on how much meat that is going to be. The most important is not the amount of meat. The most important is to stick to that little goal that you are going to set for yourself and continue evolving with every new 28-day cycle. And by the way, remember, a meat-free fridge makes it all much easier. As you're going to progress through this journey, you're not only going to see yourself eliminating more and more meat from your diet, but you are also going to welcome new, seasonal, fresh, local types of food, which are going to transform your diet, making it much more diverse and much more healthy. So if you've made it to this part of the video, I am absolutely excited for you, because now we're going to be talking about rewards, an equally important step to the other two. Rewards are fabulous because they are visual and tangible reflection of our hard work before this reward came. And when a reward is not only nourishing our body and soul, but is also sustainable for our house, that is pushing even further transformation within our home and within our lives. When I started my sustainability transformation journey, I was incredibly anxious because I was trying to change everything at the same time, and it was making me angry with myself because I couldn't. I had to get rid of all the things that I'm so used to and I love, and it was just not happening, and it was so expensive and everything at the same time, totally overwhelming. That's why I'm today sharing these very simple, only 3 steps for a 28-day cycle where each of us can choose only one little step and improve with each cycle. As I was feeling so low, I decided that I needed to reward myself. And this is how I came up with a reward goal. I committed to buying flowers every single week. And I have to say that at that point of time, I was living in France, and buying flowers in Paris is ridiculously expensive. So every Saturday I was going to a local market and buying the cheapest, the most humble flowers possible. But you know what? They were making my home look so much better, and they were absolutely uplifting my mood. I also decided that I'm going to invest in pots, like real pots, not plastic ones, but clay pots with beautiful handmade drawings, and buy plants that I'm going to put into these pots. And I was doing that once per month. And within a year, my house became so much prettier, so much more alive thanks to these beautiful flowers. I calmed down, and just looking at them was so exciting and rewarding. Okay, so what's going to be your reward? I have no idea. I'd love to know though. Please put it down into the comments. But here are just a few thoughts. Maybe you're going to invest in organic cotton bed linen or cotton towels, or maybe you're going to pamper yourself and buy a more natural, less toxic nail polish. Maybe it's going to be a self-development book or meditation classes. Or maybe it's going to be a small juice squeezer so that you can stop buying those sugar-loaded packaged juices. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it makes you feel better. It looks and feels as a real reward, but it is also good for your home. Sustainable rewards are super critical because they are going to continue transforming your house beyond your pee and M goals that you're going to set up for yourself. Every time you're going to look at them, they're going to remind you how far you have come, how much you have already achieved, and how more beautiful and tempting and desirable and elegantly sustainable your new home is starting to be. Just like nature's diverse and ever-changing beauty, we all possess the capability to evolve. Armed with a touch of persistence, a sprinkle of re-evaluation, a little dash of improvement with each cycle, and a whole lot of wonderful rewards, we all hold the power to create an absolutely impactful change.